Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now I know it has been a ridiculously long time in between videos. I did get to go away over the Christmas break, which was really nice, but I'm so glad to be back and like jumping back into it. So I'm really just trying to get back into making videos again and getting Fletch fit again because he has put on a few kgs over his little Christmas break that he had. So basically in the run up to Christmas, I bought a ton of stuff from Horsleand and then I went on holidays for like 3 weeks and I bought a ton more stuff while I was on holidays, of course. Like what else would I do on my holidays except buy more horse stuff? I have a problem. I have a lot of stuff to show you guys, so I'm gonna stop talking and let's just jump straight into it.
I know you do too. Am I just in love with the idea of you? 'Cause I'd cross a million seas.
This first item I wanted to show you guys, I was so excited to get because I've wanted one of these ever since I saw them advertised for the first time. And that is the new collegiate anatomical bridle. It is part of their Comfy Tech range. If you guys haven't seen them before, these bridles are extremely similar to the Micklem idea. They're designed in an anatomical way to be more comfortable for the horse. What I found straight away with this bridle is that it's much more adjustable than the Micklem, so it's way easier to fit. The Micklem is good, but it's really difficult in that you only get a few holes in a few places, and if your horse has a head that's difficult to fit, you're going to really struggle with the Micklem, whereas the collegiate design comes with a lot of holes on all of the pieces. I found it really simple to fit to Fletch. One thing I really liked in particular was the noseband, which is on like a sliding piece, so it means you can move it up and down and get it into that like perfect position for your horse's face. Also on the headpiece, they've put quite a bit of padding in there, so it's super comfortable on their pole, and it's also scalloped, like you can see there, to make sure the ears have plenty of room and don't get pinched. It also has padded cheek pieces so that it's super comfortable on the horse. And you'll also see at the end of the noseband straps that you'll have these little leather fins which just protrude out and make sure the horse will never get pinched by the buckle. I always buy bridles with this. I wouldn't go without it. I think it's really important to make sure it's really comfortable on your horse's face. So this bridle does retail for $1.99 at Horseland, which is slightly cheaper than the Micklem bridle. And I would say that if you are after something anatomical like the Micklem bridle, I would definitely suggest trying this first, particularly if your horse has a difficult head to fit. I know I've had a few horses like that, and this bridle gives you all the options with all the holes. I also found with this bridle that the leather is much nicer than the Micklem bridle. It's very soft. I haven't oiled this yet at all. This bridle didn't actually come with reins, so I did get a pair from Peter Horobin. This is the Horsleand brand, which they do. I know not everyone loves plaited reins, but I really like them for jumping, and that's what this bridle is going to be used for. I also really like the look of them. I think they'll suit the bridle really nicely. And the thing is with Peter Horobin, their leather is so nice. Like these are so soft, and once again, like I haven't oiled this yet. So if you're in the market for an anatomical bridle, I would definitely suggest checking out the collegiate bridles. I'll leave the link down below for all the products I talk about today in case there's anything you guys want to check out for yourselves. But basically this is like not as costly as the Micklem bridle. It's more adjustable, and Fletch definitely was very comfortable in it, so I definitely cannot recommend enough. So the next item I want to show you guys is something I featured in my gifting video just before Christmas, which is the Dublin DB1 helmet in navy. I am totally in love with this. I have not stopped wearing it since I got it. It is part of a new range that Dublin have done called Black by Dublin. I've only seen helmets so far. I really hope, like I said in the last video, that they bring out clothing also. But it's essentially items that have slightly more of a fashion edge to them. They've got cool details on them, so like you can see on the helmet, it's got some really awesome, I just love this. I love the vents so much. I think they're really cool, especially at the front there. I also really like that the straps are out of like that faux leather, matching back to the navy. Just so much nicer than like that seatbelt kind of material that a lot of helmets have. But I literally have not stopped wearing this. I'm so happy to have like a navy helmet again. You guys know blue is like my color. And yeah, I've just been wearing this to death, so love it. So I'll also very quickly show you 3 new rugs that I got for Fletch because I know a few of you are interested in how these end up performing. The first one that I got is the Weather Beater Comfy Tech Essential Combo Neck Light. So this particular rug is a 1200 denier, and this particular one has no polyfill in it, which means that it technically really shouldn't hold too much heat. So it's essentially like a spring rug. This one is just in navy, of course. Obviously the weather in Australia has not been cold anytime soon, so I haven't tried this out yet, but I will definitely let you guys know if it does actually work, because I feel like eternally I'm just buying these like super waterproof rugs, and then after like a heavy rainfall, water will just always leak through, and then I have to change Fletcher's rug like a million times to keep him dry. So I find it really frustrating, so I'm like hoping that this will actually keep the water out for more than like 24 hours, but we will see. I will definitely update you guys on Instagram or back on YouTube in like a few months. So this rug I actually bought by mistake. I thought I was buying a mesh rug for Fletch that he could wear on like a hot summer's day, and all I saw was like this mesh. And so I thought, oh yeah, that's one of those rugs, and I just ran and grabbed it, and what it ended up being was like a shower-proof spring rug, which was annoying, but at the same time it was fine because I did actually need one of these. So this one's really similar to the other spring rug, except that it's a 600 denier, so it's like half the thickness in the fabric. So it's not going to be as waterproof, but it's supposed to be really, really good for like a light sort of summer shower. It won't keep out the rain too much, but if it's light showers, it will. And then it also has mesh paneling all along the bottom. So the idea is that this will keep your horse dry, but also stay really, really cool. Fletch definitely needed a rug like this. He gets super hot and sweaty on like humid days, and a lot of the times in Australia, it's going to start raining when it's really humid, and then it gets cold. So it's really hard to work out whether I should just let him be naked or I put one of these rugs on, but apparently these are supposed to be really good. So once again, I will definitely let you guys know in a few months when I try this rug out properly in the rain, how long it took for the water to get through and whether Fletch got warm in it or not. I'm really interested to see how much water this can actually hold out before it starts to soak through, and also whether it does really keep Fletch cool, because sometimes with these polyester rugs, they won't keep your horse as cool as you think, even though you think mesh would be quite cooling and let the air flow through. That's not always the case. But yeah, excited to try it out, and once again I will definitely let you guys know how it goes and whether it works. So the very last rug that I bought was the Weatherbeater Comfy Tech Airflow Combo Neck. So I can't show it to you right here in my house because Fletch is actually wearing it right now, but this is the rug here. This is the one that I meant to buy when I bought that other rug by accident. Anyways, so this one is like a full mesh rug, and it's supposed to be basically for summer. I really like these kinds of rugs because Fletch gets really hot when he's wearing a cotton on a hot day, but he also gets very irritated by flies. So I find that in these rugs he stays much cooler, and then he's not irritated by all the insects that come out when it's like 30 degrees. Other really good thing about this particular rug is it's also got protection from UV rays. So if your horse has any pink skin on its body anywhere that's susceptible to sunburn, then this rug is going to help protect them from the sun. And the other thing is too is that it's going to stop your horse's coat from bleaching. So if you've got a darker coloured horse that tends to get bleached in the sun, this is a really good option too. Just with these rugs, if you haven't used them before, they do let in dust and dirt a little bit because they are just a mesh rug. So just keep that in mind. Maybe if you're going to a competition, don't use this rug the night before. So all the products I just showed you I did buy from Horsleand, but I will leave the links down below. And now we're going to move on to the European part of the TACK haul. And show you guys all the stuff that I bought on my holiday. So I did buy 2 pairs of breeches. The first were a pair of pure A-line breeches. The material on these is like a lycra, very similar to a riding tight. They are very, very comfortable. I absolutely love the seam line. It sort of curves around the leg, and I think it creates like a really cool effect. It's really flattering. And of course it's got the Picure branding in sort of like a silver foil in the seam line there. And also just on the back there, they are a full seat of grip, as you can see, and it is like a silicone base grip. It's really nice. It's like sticky but not too sticky, so it's not uncomfortable. I have wanted a pair of these for such a long time. I'm so glad I finally bought some. They were so much cheaper in Europe, by the way. I also got these denim breeches from Equilibra. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I haven't actually heard of this brand before. There is the logo there. I wanted a pair of denim breeches, or like these are like faux denim. I've wanted a pair for such a long time, and I cannot believe how comfortable these ones are. They're like so soft. They're really, really nice. These also came with a full seat of silicone grip, as you can see. The grip isn't quite as nice as on the Picure breeches, but what do you expect? These are about a third of the price. What I do really like about them is the detailing on the back. They've got these really adorable little love hearts on the back pocket, as well as little love hearts just in the studs on the back pockets as well. I'm so happy I finally have a pair of denim breeches. So to go with the new breeches, I also bought a couple of pairs of socks. So I got 2 pairs of Picure socks. The first I got were these brown ones, which I thought were really cute with just a little Picure logo around the top there. I also got a pair in blue, also Picure. So as you can see, these ones came full Diamante Picure on them, which I thought was really cute. These are in like a pale blue. Lastly, I also got a pair of Spook socks in the navy with the pale blue strip through them, and just the little circle logo here. I also got 2 pairs of new Roku gloves. The first pair I got were these black ones, which have the brown detailing just in between the fingers and then just on the tabs as well. These particular ones are winter gloves. They actually come with like a fleece lining on the inside. They keep your hands super, super warm. so I won't be using these for a little while, but I thought they were really nice and I really needed something for when the weather gets a little bit colder here in Australia. This next pair are a little bit extra. They're not something I would usually go for, but I just couldn't resist. They're basically brown all over, and then they come with this really cute gold detailing on the back. And then they also have this like checkered crisscross pattern going through the top as well. Usually I wouldn't go for something so extra, but I just couldn't resist and I had to get them. So I'm really glad I did because I think they're super nice. For some reason I'm just loving brown gear at the moment. I also bought these brown Tendon boots and then the matching fetlock boots while I was away. The brand is Waldhausen. I do already have a version of these boots in blue, and for ages I've been wanting to get another set because I want to keep my comp set separate and try and keep it clean and nice for when I compete. What I like about these boots is they come with like a gel lining. It's like super comfortable on the horse's leg. Also the shell on these is very like, you can hear it's like very sturdy, but it's also quite flexible. So I just find they're like a nice fit on Fletcher's legs. You can see as well they come with a pattern across the back of the boot. I mean, I wouldn't really mind if it was plain or not, but you know, it's kind of a cool effect either way. I also got a pair of boots for myself. So I did buy a pair of Ariat short boots. As you can see, the brand is just there on the back. I have honestly needed a pair of short boots for about a year and a half now. I have a really nice pair of gaiters that I never use because I literally don't have any short boots because I destroyed all of my other pairs. So I'm super excited to finally have another pair. So these ones are just a super simple short boot, but perfect for what I need just to run around with at home. They do have a really cute little seam detail on the toe there, and I think that the cut is really, really nice too. Quite feminine. I find these boots really good because I have really narrow feet and the Ariat brand seem to have quite narrow shoes. So I find them really comfortable as well. The other thing I really liked about these was they have rubber soles on them, which basically means I can wear them in the paddock and they're just going to last that little bit extra because the rubber is obviously going to repel water. And lastly, I bought 4 saddle blankets. Do not even ask me how I managed to get these in my suitcase on the way back home. I don't even know myself how I actually managed to get these in, but thank God they did all fit. So the first one that I got was this jump pad. So the brand is Showmaster. I haven't heard of that before. I don't know if it's a German brand. I'm really not sure what the background of it is. I really just needed an extra pad just to use at home. I just wanted a super plain color. I would describe the color as almost like a taupey kind of beige, almost grey. It reminds me a lot of like a linen. Like if you guys have ever seen like natural linen sheets, it's very similar to that when you see it in real life. So I just thought that was like a cute little like neutral pad just to use when we're jumping. And it was pretty affordable, so I also bought the little matching bonnet, which I'll also just use at home for those days when the flies and stuff are really bad and they're irritating, so it's just good to be able to chuck that on. Next up, I bought 2 pads in the HV Polo brand. If you live in Australia, you would have heard of this brand. It is sold at Horsleand, although I've never seen the saddle pads at the store before. So basically I bought 2 dressage pads, one in this really nice khaki green colour, which I absolutely loved, and another in navy blue also because I just had to grab on in blue, of course. I really like them because they come with this really nice like satin sort of finish, which really caught my eye. And one side is plain, as you can see, and then on the other side you've got this HV Polo detail. I have to say I'm not always into these kind of strips. Sometimes they can be a bit too much, but I don't know, it kind of works. I quite like it, and it's not diamantes, it's sort of like studs, if you guys can see. Just something a little bit different, and this green colour, I just straight away, it caught my eye. I really, really liked it. The last saddle blanket that I got has to be my favourite. I've wanted one for a very long time. It was one of the Escadron dressage pads in like this mocha kind of satin finish. I think it is absolutely stunning. I love it. They had some really interesting colours like pinks and florals and stuff like that, but I thought I would go with something a little bit more pared back. But I think this colour is going to look really, really nice on Fletch. As you can see, it's sort of got that satin effect to it. It also has this navy piping with the brand there as well as like white piping going through it. I also really like that it has, number one, this sheepskin sort of pad across the wither, so it's going to be very comfortable. It's also very anatomically designed with quite a big peak coming up, so it's going to sit really nice on Fletch with his thoroughbred wither. It's also got this strip, which is like a mesh strip that goes through the back. I always really like those because it means just air can still flow through over the horse's back. It's just going to keep them a little bit cooler. So as you can see, it also has these grip strips to keep the saddle in place on the sheer satin, which I think is a really good feature when you buy a saddle blanket with this particular material. I also love that it came with these rub protection discs just where the girth will sit. I find these work really, really well when you've got a saddle blanket. My weather beater one has them, and it just means you don't get that awkward like rubbing on the fabric. It just keeps the saddle blanket nicer for much longer. But yeah, in love. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching Fletch and I, then please be sure to subscribe and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at hand.equestrian.